You were the 41st pick in the draft. A Taco Bell commercial was running when your pick was announced. What do you think of that now?
They believe in the fat boy, and it seems like it worked out. Yeah, don't bet against the fat boy.
In a league where explosive athleticism, high-flying dunks, and ripped physiques are celebrated, Nikola Jokic stands out as an anomaly. With a body that looks more suited for a Sunday league than the NBA hardwood, Jokic, nicknamed the Joker, has rewritten the narrative of what it means to be a superstar in the world's most competitive basketball league. How did a seemingly unathletic Serbian center with a dad bod rise to become the most dominant player in the NBA and a two-time MVP? This is the extraordinary story of Nikola Jokic, the unassuming hero who has proven that basketball is a game of skill, intelligence, and heart more than just muscles and athleticism. The NBA has long been defined by athletic prowess. From Michael Jordan's aerial artistry to LeBron James's overwhelming physicality, the league is packed with players whose sheer athleticism often dictates their dominance. But then there is Nikola Jokic, a player who doesn't fit into the traditional mold of an NBA superstar. Standing at 6'11" with a bit of extra weight, Jokic does not blow by defenders with speed, nor does he overpower them with raw strength. Yet, he has become the most unique force in the NBA, dominating games with his passing, scoring, rebounding, and, above all, his basketball IQ. Jokic's success is a testament to how basketball is not always about who jumps the highest or who runs the fastest. Sometimes it's about who sees the game 3 steps ahead. Nikola Jokic was born on February 19, 1995, in the small Serbian town of Sombor. Growing up in a modest family in post-war Serbia, Jokic didn't have access to the state-of-the-art training facilities or high-level coaching that many American prospects do. What he did have, though, was an insatiable love for the game and a family that believed in him. Jokic's older brothers, Strahinja and Nemanja, were instrumental in his upbringing, often challenging him in backyard basketball battles that were as much about mental toughness as they were about skill development. Even as a kid, Jokic was a little chubby, a little awkward, and definitely unathletic, but he possessed a natural feel for the game that set him apart. From a young age, it was clear that Jokic wasn't going to be the fastest or the strongest player on the court. He didn't have a vertical leap that could make crowds gasp, and his foot speed was nothing to write home about. But what he lacked in athleticism, he made up for with his incredible basketball IQ and skill set. Jokic developed a unique style of play that combined his ability to pass, shoot, and dribble in ways that centers traditionally never did. He could see plays develop before anyone else on the court, and his understanding of angles and spacing allowed him to become a master of positioning. This intelligence became his greatest weapon and laid the foundation for his journey to becoming one of the best players in the world. Jokic's journey to the NBA was anything but typical. He was not a highly touted prospect, and many scouts overlooked him due to his lack of athleticism and conditioning. However, his potential was undeniable to those who watched him closely. Playing for Mega Basketball in the Adriatic League, Jokic showcased a rare combination of skills for a big man. He had the vision of a point guard, the touch of a shooting guard, and the size of a center. Despite his talents, he fell to the 41st pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, selected by Denver Nuggets, a pick so low profile that it was announced during a Taco Bell commercial. Hardly anyone expected this soft Serbian kid to make a significant impact in the NBA. Little did they know, a revolution was about to begin. When Jokic arrived in Denver, expectations were low. The Nuggets already had a young center, Jusuf Nurkic, and Jokic was seen as a project who might never pan out. But from the moment he stepped onto the court, Jokic showed flashes of brilliance that hinted at his future greatness. His passing ability, particularly for a center, was unlike anything the league had ever seen. During his rookie season, Jokic averaged 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. Modest numbers, but they were enough to earn him a spot on the NBA All-Rookie First Team. His skill set was slowly starting to turn heads, and it became clear that Jokic had the potential to be more than just a role player. Jokic's game revolves around his unparalleled court vision and his unique scoring moves, none more iconic than his one-legged, off-balance fadeaway jumper, known as the Sombor Shuffle. Born out of necessity and innovation, this shot has become nearly unguardable, allowing Jokic to create space and shoot over taller defenders. It perfectly encapsulates what makes Jokic so special: creativity, adaptability, and an understanding of the game that goes far beyond physical compatibilities. But it's his passing that truly sets him apart. Jokic sees the floor like a seasoned point guard, and his ability to deliver pinpoint passes from the post, the perimeter, or even in transition makes him a one-of-a-kind playmaker. No other center has ever led their team's offense like Jokic does for Denver, and it's this unique skill set that has redefined the position. Jokic's third season marked his true breakout in the NBA. He became the engine that powered the Nuggets' offense, averaging 18.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. Suddenly, the Denver Nuggets were not just a young team with potential, they were a legitimate threat in the Western Conference, all because of their do-it-all center. Jokic was named to his first NBA All-Star game in 2019 and led the Nuggets to the playoffs as the second seed in the ultra-competitive West. His ability to orchestrate an offense from the center position made him a unicorn in the modern NBA, and he was proving that a different kind of superstar could thrive in today's game. The 2020-2021 NBA season would become a defining moment in Nikola Jokic's career, with the Denver Nuggets battling injuries to key players, including star guard Jamal Murray. Jokic put the team on his back. Game after game, he delivered masterful performances, showing his ability to score, rebound, and most importantly, involve his teammates. Jokic finished the season averaging 26.4 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 8.3 assists per game, and he led the Nuggets to a top 3 finish in the Western Conference. His impact was undeniable, and for his efforts, Jokic was named the NBA's most valuable player, making him the first center to win the award since Shaquille O'Neal and the lowest drafted player ever to be crowned MVP. He followed that up with another MVP season in 2021-2022, further cementing his status as one of the game's all-time greats. Despite his rapid rise, Jokic faced his share of challenges. The NBA is a grueling league, and the physical demands were tough on Jokic, especially given his unconventional body type. Critics often questioned whether he had the conditioning to lead a team deep into the playoffs, and the Nuggets, despite their potential, often came up short. Yet, Jokic never wavered. He embraced these challenges, improved his fitness, and continued to prove that his mind was his greatest asset. His resilience became a hallmark of his game, and by the 2022-2023 season, he had overcome the physical and mental hurdles to lead his team to even greater heights. The 2022-2023 season was Jokic's crowning achievement. The Nuggets, finally healthy and with Jokic at his peak, made a deep playoff run that culminated in the franchise's first-ever NBA Finals appearance. Throughout the playoffs, Jokic was a revelation, dominating some of the league's best defenses with his blend of scoring, rebounding, and most importantly, playmaking. In the NBA Finals, Jokic continued to shine, outplaying his opponents and leading the Nuggets to a historic championship. His performance was so commanding that he was unanimously named the Finals MVP. It was a fitting capstone to a season that saw Jokic redefine what it means to be the best player in the league. Nikola Jokic's journey is not just about his personal accolades and championships. It represents a paradigm shift in how we view greatness in basketball. For years, the league was dominated by players who relied on their athleticism and physical gifts. Jokic has shown that there is another path to success, one that prioritizes skill, intelligence, and teamwork. His ability to make every player around him better has turned the Nuggets into a perennial contender and has inspired a new generation of players to embrace their unique strengths rather than conform to traditional norms. Off the court, Jokic's personality is as unique as his playing style. He remains humble, grounded, and always connected to his roots in Serbia. He famously spends his off-seasons riding horses and spending time with his family, rather than seeking the spotlight like many of his contemporaries. His humility and down-to-earth nature have made him a beloved figure, not only in Denver, but worldwide. Jokic's story is a reminder that staying true to oneself is often the best way to succeed, both in sports and in life. Nikola Jokic's rise from a chubby, overlooked second-round pick to the most dominant player in the NBA is one of the greatest stories in modern sports. He has shown that basketball greatness isn't confined to those with extraordinary athletic gifts. Instead, it can be achieved through intelligence, skill, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Jokic has proven that there is no one way to be a superstar, and he has inspired millions of fans and players around the world to believe in the power of being different. If you've been inspired by Jokic's incredible journey, make sure to like this video, leave a comment sharing your favorite Jokic moment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the greatest stories of athletes. And we'll see you guys in the next video.